As you can see from the title, we are going to ask that question, should you work and to play? Actually, it might take a minute. I'm going to play some zombies. I'll play some zombies and talk to you guys about it, but should you work for Amazon, right? That's going to be the main topic story of the day. And the short answer is depends. It depends. It depends on what you see Amazon as a career or job, right? So I'm not gonna lie, I was there for about almost 5 years. Worked my way up to management, and I have a lot of 4 years of experience, a lot of days. I was there working and a lot of experience, a lot of different jobs I had. I was a normal packer. I did pick for a bit. I was a PA, which is a tier 3, so I was a level 1, level 3, and level 4. So um, I did a lot of different jobs at Amazon, and I knew how to. So basically, when I first got hired, I got hired back, I think late 2015, no 2014, late 2014 in peak season. So peak season is the heavy busy days. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I think I'm gonna break my videos down into different questions. So in the comment section below, make sure you guys give me a like if you guys like this type of video. But ask questions. I might make other videos. I have different ideas to it. But in short, I just want to give my quick background of what I've done at Amazon. I worked almost 5 years there, a little over 5 years. Let me try to get out of here. Why did I lose connection? What if I lost the video? Let me check. Um, we're still in the video. Hello, hello. Okay, I think that's good. I don't know what's going on there, but oh, Amazon heard me talking about them and they decided to stop the video. Oh man, what the heck happened? I don't know, I can't even get out of here. I'm still on the air, so how did I lose the video? Let me pause it real quick. Alright, so I don't know what happened. I think the Amazon gods are pissed. They got pissed at me. Um, so where was I? Let me get a weapon real quick. Let me get my stuff together real quick, cause you know. um. Oh yeah, should you work for Amazon? Yes or no?
Dropped another zombie.
It really depends. About
Right
2 years ago, they stopped giving out stock to normal associates. So, you know, the stocks were a pretty good bonus. That was like your Christmas bonus type deal, or your holiday bonus, or just a bonus in general. You would get every year, give or take. It was changing when I got there. You were given about 5 stocks that you were guaranteed to get in the next 3 years. I think it went something like 2, 3. So when you first were there and you passed your tenure, or your first year, I should say, you would get accepted to be enrolled in the auto-generated program to get stocks every year. Like I said, only up to 5. But I think before, I talked to past associates, they were given it every year, and then they stopped and they made it to only a certain amount. So stocks are gone to consideration, but it depends. Like, that's not the only place you can get stocks. Like I said, in management, you get a total of around 10, 20, or 25, depending on what level, even 30, and that was significantly reduced because one of my managers had around. That was around maybe 2015, 14, or 13, 14. He was given a. They're worth $3,000. I'm curious. I'm not gonna do it off the top of my head because well, I'm gonna do it from stocks. So let's do 50 times 3,300, because that's around the price. Whoa, 165,000. 165,000 that you would have, if you saved them. I hope he did. He was pretty smart, but I think he was paying off his student loans because he did get his MBA, I believe, in business. So I think he said he was using that. But he did quit. He quit to come back. So it's a lot of different tactics when you get up higher, like level 4s, level 5s. You can come back as a higher rank. Okay, I'm kind of rambling. All right, so in short, yes, it is a good job. You can, like I said, just what I just mentioned right now, you can leverage your stocks. When I got my 10 shares, when I became level 4, it gave me 10 shares, and since I've been there for around 4 years, I believe. Either I was in my 3rd year, going to my 4th year, but basically I was gonna accrue 10 shares in a year of actually being in a level 4 position. And for some, you have to wait 4 years. So it really depends on how you see Amazon. If you see it as a career, that 4 years is just you learning, maybe you're going to college or something like that. So you can kind of stay in place. I mean, depending on the hours, it all factors in what type of building you're in. Sometimes you're in, bigger buildings. You have large items. So, that slows down your rate, especially when you're in management, depending on what type of manager you are. So there's a lot of there's operations manager and there's support managers. So the operations managers, deal with the ins and outs of Amazon. That might be a separate video, but let me just go through it. So we have support and you have operations. Operations handles all the floor and getting products from customers or getting products to other buildings. So that's the main, at least the warehouse, that's the main two that you just always know that when you go to Amazon, those are your two options, your main options for sure as management. But yeah, I mean, it just depends if you want to wait for those stocks. Depending on, I would suggest if you are trying to get, if you have a BA or a master's, definitely go into management. Try to do that. I've heard some people get into tier 3, which is a BA, which is assistant manager, that you can come right out of whatever high school, or not high school, but like college or I don't know, some type of other job. You can transition if you don't want to do management right away. I would say the benefit of management is really good. You can get, like I said, you can get your stocks, you can get 10, 15, 20, 25 or so shares, but they're going to accrue at around like give or take, if you're new, it's around 4 years. So you have to wait a minimum 4 years to actually get them. That sucks. But like I said, with me, since I was there already for 4 years, I was able to collect mine on my 5th year. My first year as a manager. So, I mean, you gotta put the time in. So, give or take 4 years. So, that's the benefit. Honestly, if you see Amazon, the hours aren't bad. You work 4 days. Most buildings you work 4 days unless you're new. Sometimes they do the 3 or the 5 days a week. But yeah, kill them all. I get my point. Yeah, so you work. It's like kind of like police, where you work 4 3s, or you work 4 10-hour shifts and 3 days off. So 3 days off come in handy for sure. It's always good, depending on your work schedule. Man, I have a lot of knowledge. I should just make these videos a long time ago. But yeah, it just depends, like your schedule, your work, what you're trying to do. I mean, you can get a good shift, and you can always request for a new shift. But like I said, that's going off a tenure, going off of years served. So the likelihood of you getting that is very small. It's possible, like I said, if you go to a new building and it's all new workers, you could possibly get, a good, or you can schedule to get a good shift depending on what you want. Night shift, if you want night shift, man, people switch for you like no other. If you want to work nights, that is something you can switch in easy. But if you want days, that will be a little harder, obviously, for the majority of us. We want days, and I've worked nights one time in management, but before that, I was always days, luckily. And when I first started, I worked the weekend, so that sucked. But it wasn't that bad. During that time, I applied for different buildings, and I got different shifts, different hours, and luckily they were all days, so that was good. But yeah, like it depends on the hours, depends on the building too, depends on the type of work you want to do, because there's different buildings that have different types of work. So like I mentioned before, you have buildings that deal with bulk items or heavy items, and it could be not the best if you're a little older, or you have a pre-existing injury. That could take an effect with your performance, especially. You have to hit a certain amount, like it's a rate. It's rated. So it depends on where you are. If it's outbound or inbound, those are the two options where you have to work. Also, you can work support, like I said, but most of the support are level 3s. You could work as an ABM, but that's third party, which is you kind of clean up the building, clean them up, toilets, stuff like that. So that's considered support, but that's not given with Amazon anymore. It used to be they contracted out to a third party. I think ABM was one of the bigger ones where I was working. Also, there's another one. I can't remember the other name, but yeah, so those are contracted out. So I mean, you could potentially crossover. One of my buddies actually switched from ABM specifically, and he became an associate. But he was a little late getting his stocks because I think that year, I think it was 2017. It was 2017-18. They stopped giving stocks out to their own associates, accruing it, and they told everybody that this is the last round of stocks you'll get. So it just depends. If you're looking for a career, because I know some managers, they use Amazon as a way, not use, but they leverage Amazon as a way to kind of travel the world. They were management, and they would apply for different positions all over the country, honestly, and you could even apply out of country. I saw some for Europe and stuff like that. So they're like, the options are there. So it depends on how you see Amazon. If you're just going to Amazon to be a regular associate, that's kind of hard, because you're gonna have to put you work. I'm not gonna lie, you work hard for the $15 an hour, $16 an hour. I think they moved up to like $16.50 when I left for normal associates. So you do work, especially in California, you do work for your money, and you will be tired. If you're picking, especially, packing, especially, I mean, both inbound, outbound operations. So that's the two things, inbound and outbound, and you are going to work. There's no doubt about it, especially if you're seasonal. If you're seasonal, it's really hard to land a spot. I think when I joined, we had around like 5,000 hires or so. They were like massively onboarding, and I want to say maybe a fifth of us made it. Majority didn't, and there were days I came home super tired. Luckily, I worked days, so I was able to come home, kind of take a nap, and then go out and about with my girlfriend at the time, and now wife. But yeah, it was, I started a little early in my career, so I wasn't too tired. But I can imagine being like now my age, or mid 30s. I've seen a lot of people working when they're like 40s, 50s, older folk or middle-aged folk as well. This is just a list. Depends on what you're trying to do. But if you're trying to move up, it's a good opportunity. So, like I said, you could travel the world. Sometimes you can go to different states. If you pass the interview process, of course, you can't just. Actually, I think you could. Once you become a manager, I think you could laterally transfer. But you still got to talk to the management, because they kind of have to approve of you going there, and they have to like you a little bit, or have somebody backing you, saying that you're a good worker. So
claiming this.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents on if you the question is, should you work for Amazon? It's a lot different now than it was back then. When I first started, like I said, stocks aren't there. The pay has gone up, so that was a thing with the stocks. So we're going to give it to you up front. I mean, yeah, it's good and bad. I mean, the last over 2020, I think the stock went up $1,000, give or take, maybe 1,300 total in a year. So if you have a total of 10, I mean, that adds up an extra 10 grand, give or take, with a stock increase on top of what you already have. So with stocks now, you don't get any, but you're supposedly getting the money right away instead of waiting for the money to accrue. And sometimes people, like I said, didn't make it past 2 years or so. So they would get like, oh, you're promised to get your 2 shares your first year, or 3 shares your first year, and then 2 your second. Realistically, it was during your second year you would get your 3, and then your third year you would get your 2. Because of how the time frame was when you were actually given the share and you could sell it. So it was on your second and third year working at Amazon. Sometimes people didn't make it to their second year. Especially different buildings have a higher turnover rate. For example, Pick has a high turnover rate just because you're moving consistently every single minute of the day, and you have to hit a certain amount of rate for the hour. And most people, like I said, if you're a little older or you have a pre-existing injury, it's super hard to make great if you are injured. And it's kind of like one of those things when I first got hired. They literally had us all in the room and they separated us by the section and just like, you are pick, you are outbound, you are this, and that's how I was able to land my spot. I'll probably have a video of everything. I think I'm gonna break these up into different videos, different sections. I just gotta keep their scope, so that's good. So I can have that. But yeah, like I said, it just depends. I'm not gonna be one of those biased people who say no, yes. If you work, like I said, if you want to just stay a level 1 associate, I wouldn't try to do that more than 4 or 5 years, because you will get worn out, depending on what you're doing specifically. And it's always good to move up. I would encourage everybody to tell everybody to move up to level 3, level 4, because it's less manual work and more management work. So yeah, I think earlier than normal to handle the operations of the day or support of the day. I mean, not anything crazy, but you kind of give that time a little bit.
We are to shut down the dimensional breach.
But yeah, I would say, if I would that was my stipulation with that. If you're looking to, make it a career and grow in the different levels, then yeah, Amazon's a great place. Even with the stocks not being there when you initially first start, if you start as a level 1, even level 3s, tier 3s, you don't get stocks. They took it away for all first tier and third tier, and even second tier. I think HR is considered level 2, which is a little higher than tier 3. But I'll talk about the tiers and whatnot when I was there in another video. But yeah, make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe to this. I'll be talking more about the Amazon life, and if you guys have any specific questions for me, leave them in the comment section, and I will make a video if I get enough people to like the video or like the comment. So if you guys want a specific video, make sure you comment it in this comment section below, and I will do my best to make a video on that. If I know about it, if I don't, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, guys, I hope that helped you guys out for any of the new Amazon people looking for a warehouse. I know COVID specifically is kind of scary, and that's another factor into that I didn't cover. But generally, COVID, this virus is not going to be here forever, and kind of was one of those one-offs. So it's, oh man, well, that's how I'm going to end my video. Oh, I guess I will. Well, I'm going to end the video there though and talk to you guys about other things, and I will see you guys later.